For our film opening, we decided to go for a more postmodern twist on a horror film rather than a stereotypical structure. We did this by choosing to use intertextuality by making the very first opening scene a film within a film, which the audience does not realise until about a minute in, when this scene is interrupted, and the real film is revealed with the main character's Scream Queen's phone ringing loudly as diegetic sound over the other film. We thought this may attract a wider audience, as it is countertype to the usual film opening and is unique. We thought it would give a postmodern appeal which may attract an audience of 15 to 20-year-olds. However, we did also partly stick to a stereotypical cheesy storyline found in most horror films, as we used the idea for Scream of the killer ringing the Scream Queen, and also a convention found in most horror films of the Scream Queen running to find the killer before realising he's disappeared. By using these stereotypes in our film, we found comments from audience feedback on this, and it was especially the younger teenage audience that picked up on this. After getting this feedback on our rough cuts, along with other comments, we decided to cut and edit the Scream Queen's action scenes of running through the house, also adding diegetic sounds and transitions. We did this to make it create more tension and suspense, and making it seem more realistic to the audience. In order to test whether our film opening would appeal to an audience of teenagers to young adults, we devised a feedback form in which our audience filled in after watching the second rough cut of our film opening. Part of the feedback sheet was a section which asked, for an audience age 15 plus, do you think overall this works for an audience of your age? We got back about 60 of these feedback forms, and successfully 100% of feedback answered yes to this. Other questions on the feedback form were questions such as, what did you like or dislike about this film opening and why? As the majority of the audience commented on the same conventions that needed to be improved, we took these into account and developed the footage around these comments. As a whole, the audience feedback was positive, and the majority of the audience could identify which media products and horror films that we had got our ideas from. This was a success, as they guessed correctly that most of our ideas were adapted from the films Saw and Scream. As our primary target audience was aimed at teenagers, we used representations within our film opening to fit in with modern teenage life. For example, the Scream Queen used a teenage code of language, using terms such as oh my god and what the hell. We also chose to use an iPhone for the Scream Queen's phone, as this is a modern piece of technology that a teenage audience could relate to. For the character's representation of clothing, we chose quite revealing pyjama shorts and a tight strappy top, to signify the Scream Queen being sexually active, but also to create the male gaze theory.